as told in the previous program, in this program we are going to print the numbers in the reverse way. That is, the user will enter few numbers. In the previous program I just outputted those numbers. I took those numbers, I scanned those numbers in an array. Array is a collection of similar data types as told to you earlier. So in an array I took those numbers, say user entered one number after the other and he kept on scanning it in A0, array 0, array 1, array 2, array 3 and so on, the different variables. Now I will be printing those numbers in the reverse order. So the program is very simple. Input n numbers from the user and print them reverse. So print them reverse. So input n numbers from the user and print them reverse. So as I told you, if you remember, that if I have to scan numbers from the user, I will just this like a recapitulation initially. Say if I write something like this for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. You remember, if I start from till the last program, till before the last program, we were starting from I equal to 1 and going up to I less than equal to n. That is, we are going up to I equal to n. So from 1 to n. Here we are going from 0 to less than n, that is 0 to n minus 1. Doesn't matter, it is after all n only. 1 to n is also n times, 0 to n minus 1 is also n times. So going from I equal to 0 to I less than n, if I scan the numbers, scanf %d ampersand number, if I scan it in a variable called number, you remember, if I go out of this for loop, here I have gone out of the for loop, because the for loop contains only one line over here and I have gone out of the for loop, there is no bracket, so it immediately indicates that you have gone out of the for loop. Now over here, the numbers you have scanned, every time you have scanned it in a variable called number. In this variable called number you have scanned it. So when I is 0, you are entering the first time, you are scanning it in number. When it goes back to the start, I plus plus, I becomes 1, you are still scanning it in number. So this time the new number that you have scanned has overridden the previous number. What does that mean? The previous number is not saved anymore. Even if you want, you cannot get hold of the previous number once you go out of the for loop. Once you go out of the for loop, you only have the last number scanned in number. That is the last time the loop iterated, whatever number you scanned, that is there in number. All other previous numbers are gone because you are scanning it in the same variable. So instead of number, if I declare something like this, int ARR 100, say int ARR 100 and scan it not in number but in ARR I, then what happens? See, when you declare ARR 100, not one number gets declared. When you are declaring int number, only one number is getting declared, only one number, that is variable called number. But when you are declaring int ARR 100, 100 within the third bracket, then it indicates that 100 variables have been declared. What are their names? Their names are ARR 0, ARR 1, ARR 2, ARR 3 and so on up to ARR 99. 100 numbers have been declared starting from ARR 0, ARR 1, ARR 2, ARR 3 up to ARR 99. Question is, why did I declare 100 numbers? Why not 1000? Why not 2000? Simply an assumption that user will input not more than 100 numbers. So when I will ask for the value of n from the user, I am expecting that the user will not give more than n numbers. User will not give not more than 100 numbers. User will not enter a value more than 100. User will say that he wants to print maximum 100 numbers. User may say 5, may say 10, may say 20, may say 50, but not more than 100, maximum 100. However, if you are not sure that user may enter more than that, then for safety you can declare 1000 also. However, more the space, more the ARR you declare ARR 1000 or 2000, more number of space you are allocating, So you are using more space of the computer. It is not good to use more space of the computer. It is good to use lesser space of the computer. But for safety, we have to do sometimes. And I also told you a better way of doing it is hash define. You hash define n to 100 and don't write directly ARR 100, instead write ARR n. That also means ARR 100. This means hash define means every time n will be encountered in the program, it will be replaced by 100. So n gets encountered over here, so it gets replaced by 100. So I believe you can understand this. Now if you scan it within ARR I, first time you are entering with I equal to 0. So scanning within ARR I means scanning within ARR 0. Next time I plus plus will make I equal to 1. So scanning within ARR I means you are scanning within ARR 1. So first time the variable was scanned in ARR 0. Next time within ARR 1. Next time when you are going back to the loop, I becomes 2. So you are scanning within ARR I means you are scanning within ARR 2. So next time again I becomes 3, I plus plus I becomes 3. So scanning within ARR I means you are scanning within ARR 3. Remember, when you are scanning within ARR 3, ARR 0, ARR 1, ARR 2 all remains intact. So whenever needed, you can use ARR 0, ARR 1, ARR 2, ARR 3 also outside the loop. So before scanning, one thing needs to be done, which you can complete now. Printf enter n, that is how many numbers you want to scan. That also you can write, instead of writing enter n, you can write enter how many numbers you want to input. That also can be done. And obviously when you are writing this printf, a scanf of that n is needed. This is n, how many numbers the user is entering, that is n. So scanf %d ampersand n. Now once this is done, you have to now scan the variables one by one, which will be entered by the user. So a printf might be needed. Printf enter the n numbers one by one. You can write the %d numbers one by one. So /n is needed over here, and obviously this %d has to be replaced by n. So now you can scan those numbers one by one. You scan it within ARR 0, ARR 1, ARR 2, ARR 3 and so on up to less than n, that is ARR n minus 1. So if the user had entered 5, here 5 is scanned. So you are iterating the loop from I equal to 0 to I less than 5, that is 0 to 4. So last time it will be scanned within I will become 4 and it will scan within ARR 4. Then it goes to I plus plus I becomes 5. So I is 5, 5 less than 5 is false, it will go out. So ARR 0 to ARR 4 will be scanned. Now you want to print the numbers in reverse order. Reverse order means the last number has been scanned in ARR 4. To be more general, ARR n minus 1. The last number has been scanned within ARR n minus 1, because I is 0 to I less than n, I equal to 0 to I less than n. So last number has been scanned in ARR n minus 1 and the first number was scanned in ARR 0. To print in reverse order, I must print ARR n minus 1 first, then ARR n minus 2, then ARR n minus 3 and so on. Up to ARR 1, ARR 0 will be printed. Up to last ARR 0 has to be printed. That is the reverse order only. So how to do that? The numbers, firstly you write printf the numbers in reverse order are. The numbers in reverse order are. You need a /n. What are the numbers in reverse order? Now you need to print for first number to be printed is ARR n minus 1. So I should start from n minus 1. The first number to be print, if you want to print the first number as ARR within the for loop, if you want to print ARR n minus 1 as the first number, you should start with n minus 1 and so on. You should go up to ARR 0. That is, after ARR n minus 1, next number you want to print is ARR n minus 2. And you should continue like ARR n minus 3, ARR n minus 4 and so on. Maybe ARR 1, then lastly ARR 0. So you should start from I equal to how much? I equal to n minus 1. And then how long? As long as I is greater than equal to 0, because n minus 1 is greater than 0, n minus 2 is greater than 0, so on. ARR 1 is greater than 0, ARR 0 is equal to 0. So I greater than equal to 0 and I minus minus. You continue like this, you continue like this, and you need to print this thing. So if you have to print this thing, you have to go for what? Every time you must printf what? %d ARR I. Why? Check out what? Initially I is n minus 1. You start with ARR n minus 1. So first thing printed is ARR n minus 1. Then I minus minus. You go back to the loop, make I minus minus. I is n minus 2. So next time it prints is ARR n minus 2. Then I minus minus, I is n minus 3. So you are printing ARR I means ARR n minus 3. Last time when I minus minus, I becomes 0. So 0 greater than equal to 0 is also true. It comes over here, ARR I becomes ARR 0. And then I minus minus, I becomes minus 1. Minus 1 greater than equal to 0 is false. Minus 1 is less than 0. So minus 1 greater than equal to 0 is false. It goes out of the loop. So this thing has been printed in reverse order. So one thing you please don't forget, that printf %d, you must put a /n so that it prints in separate lines. So your printing is done. Now what to do? Get ch to end. Your program is already printed. This is numbers. So this is done. If I run this program will run smoothly. Only thing is, don't forget to declare the I. You have declared I, you have used I, you have used n. So let us declare those. You have used n, you have used I have declared those things, and comment out this part. And this is your program for the time being. Let me run this program at the moment. How to see, how will the program run? Enter the numbers you want to input. 6 numbers I want to input. Enter the 6 numbers one by one. 3, 89, 34, 5, 67, 2. So 3, 89, 34, 5, 67, 2. If I print it in reverse order, 6 numbers have been inputted. If I press enter now, it will now print the 6 numbers in reverse order. The numbers in reverse order are 2, 67, 5, 34, 89, 3. So I have printed the numbers in reverse order. Had there not been array, there was no way you could have done this program. So this is possible only with the concept of array, where you are storing the numbers you are scanning. It is a collection of similar data types. In this case, collection of integers. Had you declared it as float, you could have scanned float numbers also. You can check once. Say instead of integer, if I take float ARRN, then here there is no change. Only thing I know that ARRN, the numbers are float. However, over here I and n, they would have been integers, because I will go from 0 to less than n, and n is the number of values entered. So this float ARRN is needed. If I have to scan float numbers, so you have to tell enter the n numbers one by one. When you are scanning the numbers, you just scan float numbers. Remember, this is %d, because n is integer. 7 numbers, 8 numbers, so those are integers. How many numbers? That is integer. But the numbers themselves are floating points. So scan the ARR0, ARR1, ARR2, those are floating point numbers. So scan f %f. When you are printing the numbers, those numbers you are printing are also floating point numbers. So print those numbers in reverse order, but those are floating point numbers. Print a %f will be needed. So apart from this, no other changes are needed. You can run this program once more and see. Enter how many numbers you want to input. Maybe 3 numbers just to keep it small. Enter the 3 numbers one by one. 6.2, 3.8, 4.9. The numbers in reverse order are 4.9, 3.8, 6.2. After this, there are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If you have to print only 1 point after the floating point numbers, don't forget to point only 1 digit after the point. What do you need to do? You can write %0.1f. it will print up to 1 place of decimal. You can check again. Enter how many numbers? Again say 4 numbers, 4.1, 6.9, 89.3, 52.4. So if I print the numbers, 4 numbers I have inputted, the numbers in reverse order are 52.4, 89.3, 6.9, 4.1. Remember, this has been done up to 1 place of decimal because you have written 0.1f. What was 0.1f? This is point. After that, after the point, you are saying only 1 place of decimal you take up to. So the program works exactly in the way you want it to. So you have understood array quite a bit now. The next program that I will do is I will scan an array. Why I am telling you? Because I want you people to write this program before checking the next lecture. Before hearing the next lecture, try the program yourself. Then check the next lecture. Then go through the next lecture. The next program that I will do is I will scan the array. Then I will print all the even variables, that is 0, ARR 0, ARR 2, ARR 4, all the even positioned numbers, the numbers positioned in the even positions, numbers who are in the even positions, those I will print in one line. And the odd numbers, the positions positioned in the odd numbers, those I will print in a separate line. So I could make you understand ARR 0, ARR 2, ARR 4, ARR 6 I will print in one line, and ARR 1, ARR 3, ARR 5 in another line. You can try out that program. I will come to that next program. You can take a bit of break before we come back. Thank you.